Very nice.
Ooh, sick.
Might be better like this. Yeah, that's better because then it counteracts the...
Okay, cool.
Nice. Well, it'll be a bit of a gloomy interview.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that looks good.
Nice. Yeah. Am I in frame? You in frame? Nice. Cool. Okay. Cool. Hello, Isaiah.
Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much for doing this with me. So we've just spoken a little bit, but remind me when your last face-to-face interview was.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I reckon probably like 2018.
2018. So before, way before pandemic. Before pandemic. Before pandemic.
Yeah.
So when we last saw each other, I think it was about 2018.
It was 2018. Yeah. Yeah, 2018.
So we actually met because I like talking about how I met the people I interview. We actually met through your mate Jay.
Yeah.
Because I work.
Who is someone I talk about in my music.
Yeah.
Loads.
All the time.
Yeah.
Even in My Way. You say...
Yeah.
Wait, was it? No, you didn't. You went for a drink with Frank in Central.
I still see Jay like blood.
There you go.
I saw Frank last week in person. I met Scott for a drink in Central. Other than that, been loving and working.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Jay, I actually worked with when I was 16 years old in Guildford, North Face and Timberland franchise.
Yeah.
And I remember him talking about you, and I was going to, I think I must have been, I was 16 years old, and in 2016 you went to Reading Festival. You were performing at Reading Festival. 2015. 2015.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
God, it goes so
it's
far
so
back.
quick. Yeah.
So far back. And that's the first time I actually met you.
Yeah.
What stage were you on again?
One extra stage.
One extra stage.
And that was a sick year. It was like, on that day, it was like Stormzy, Young Thug. There was loads of sick people. I think Miss Banks was there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a really good year.
It's so sick. I think it was one of my I think it was the first music festival that I'd been to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you're 16, it's like your parents are kind of like, oh, no, I don't want to go there. Or like,
Reading's manic.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I actually went again the year after. But I think once you're above a certain age, it's kind of like you don't really want to go anymore. As like
yeah, I prefer to just dip in and out. Like see people I want to see. Like I'm not very good with camping.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
why are you not very good at camping?
I don't know. I think any time I've gone camping, it's just ended badly. I've woken up in a puddle. I've woken up and stuff is flown somewhere. Like it never ends well.
Not good experiences.
So yeah, I'd rather just go in, see who I want to see, and go.
So for your future friends who want to go camping, just don't invite me. Don't count as hiring.
Don't invite me.
He'll be like, no, thanks, but no thanks. Okay, nice. So by then, what had you already released?
By then, I hadn't really released anything. I'd released a few singles.
Yeah.
Like. I'd made so much music before that point. I'd been making music since 2007. Mm-hmm. But in terms of actually releasing like actual songs, I'd only done a few singles at that point, and I had a mixtape ready to go. But that was just before I did my Fire in the Booth. Mm-hmm. So
that was insane.
It was kind of like just before things started really picking up.
Yeah. How did you get a Fire in the Booth? Because I've rewatched it again and again, but yesterday I rewatched it and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Actually insane. Charlie Sloth is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, oh my god, like, I can't tell you, growing up, I was watching Fire in the Booth, warm-up sessions, rest in peace Jamal, all these different, well, not all these, there's a few platforms that were really shining light on UK artists, and for me, being someone from the countryside, and there wasn't in Dorset, there wasn't that going on at all. You couldn't just walk down the street and hear someone rapping. You couldn't just turn on the radio and hear it. So for me to see these platforms, like, it was such an amazing thing, and it gave me so much inspiration and drive. And then someone I was who was managing me at the time worked with Charlie on radio, and I think he played Charlie my music, and Charlie said he's down for me to do a Fire in the Booth.
That's crazy.
But I remember I was so happy, and I just thought I want it to be as good as it can be. So I didn't do the Fire in the Booth for a while. I think I didn't do it until like a year later. I just got it all written, everything ready. And so many things came off the back of that.
That's crazy. But when Fire in the Booth, because I've always had a question, like, when you say freestyle, sometimes it's written, isn't it? Like, what's the difference between an actual freestyle and, like, a freestyle? Because I was watching this and I was like, it's crazy you can just spit these bars.
I feel like people kind of have two different meanings of the word. I think the original meaning of freestyle is to kind of rap off the dome, like... Yeah. Off the top of your head, just like that, and that's something I've not ever really been able to do very well. But then there's this kind of current meaning of freestyle, and you see like a Funk Flex freestyle, a GRM behind bars freestyle, and they're all like written, but it's I guess crafted. It's not like a song. It's not written like a song. Like if I was to write a song, it's like structured, like a verse, a chorus, a bridge. With a freestyle, it's just bars.
It's just keep going.
And also it can be like, a freestyle might be like, a beat could be on, and then I'm rapping for like 10 minutes, but it's all these different things I've written over the course of like a year or two. So it's like in my head, I might not be rapping off the top of my head, but I'm like putting things together that I've written in my head.
I get what you mean, yeah.
But yeah.
So I think I watched in another interview of you, you started rapping or maybe writing when you were 8 or 9. Is that right?
Yeah, I was young. I went to the studio for the first time when I was 9. But
That's crazy.
I was writing for a few years before that, but my older brother rapped as well, and he was like such an inspiration for me because, well, he was the one that was putting me on to these platforms and Lord of the Mics and SBTV and
that's so sick.
all these things, and he did like battle rap and stuff. So he took me to a studio when I was 9, and it wasn't like a proper studio, it was like a home setup thing. And it's so weird because I remember so well leaving the place and just being like, this is what I want to do. Like I don't want to do anything else.
But did you get involved in the studio, or were you just there like watching?
Yeah, I did a verse.
You did?
Yeah, he was doing a mixtape, I did a verse. And I just didn't want to do anything else. Like,
are you did that mixtape get released?
It did, but it was like CDs back. It was like
okay,
it wasn't like a Spotify thing.
I was gonna say you should.
But I've got it. I've got it at home. I was young.
Nice.
But yeah, like growing up, like I feel like naturally we go through so many different phases. Like we try things out, we don't like them, we try something else. And I did that as well. I always tried things. Like I did acting and martial arts. Like I did all these little things when I was young, but music was like the one thing which, like, no matter what, like
you kept back to it.
Yeah. I loved it.
And so you were in Dorset, and then did you go to uni after leaving school?
No, I left school at 16, and I signed a development deal.
Okay.
And that was just learning about, I guess, developing me into an artist, and me learning how to make a proper song, because before that point I could rap. I could really rap. Actually, I was younger than that when I signed it, like 14, 15. But I could really rap. If someone asked me to, I'd just
keep
do
going.
It. But I didn't really know how to make a song. So it was like there I was really not taught, but like this label was like a pop label, and I didn't want to make pop songs, but I kind of used like the structures they were making, using in like the pop songs in my own things. So I was breaking my songs down into verses and hooks, and there it kind of changed, because I could really make something special.
And that's actually what you're actually doing. You just told me outside of your own projects, you actually like help to write for other pop projects at the moment, right? Yeah,
I work with a writing company called Xenomania, and Brian Higgins. I do writing with them, and that's such a great experience, because I love writing melodies and stuff that I wouldn't want to do myself, but I could hear someone else doing. So yeah, it is all important to me, and I love doing it all.
That's so sick. And so after this this kind of signed deal that you just had, how old were you when it finished? And then what was your kind of so that was in Dorset?
I was still in Dorset at that time, but the label was based in Kent. In Kent,
okay. Yeah. Which is not actually that far from
Dorset.
Not far.
Yeah, not too far. No.
Okay. And then after, so how old were you, like 18, 19 when you finished that, or?
Yeah, I signed another deal when I was 18.
Okay.
Kind of gone for a few. But I started working with different producers and stuff. I started working with Z Dot. just after I did the
Fire in the Booth.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was writing to his beats and stuff on YouTube for years since I was young.
Crazy.
I did a freestyle on 1Extra in like 2013, 2014, and I was using his beat, and we kind of stayed in contact. We kept talking, and then when I did the Fire in the Booth, he was like, "Yeah, let's work.
Let's sign, yeah."
So yeah, we got in the studio, and I have an EP called the Lone Wolf EP, and that was like my first like official like EP release, and we made that all in one day. Like,
did you?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That like, so sometimes you can get into a session with certain producers, and it's like you might just write a verse, or you might not get much done, and that's fine because sometimes you can't always do it, but.
It's about synergy and energy.
Sometimes you can get into a studio with a certain producer or artist, and it's just like the chemistry, the energy, everything's there. So he was someone where I knew I could go studio and make like knock out 3 or 4 songs. So yeah, we just got working. Released that, and then we released another EP called the Southwest EP, and that was around the same time I last
Southwest,
saw
you mean like Southwest? Is Southwest like Devon, right?
Or
is it Southwest London? Because I always wondered that.
Southwest, I refer is Dorset, but I mean like all of the Southwest, so Dorset, Devon, Cornwall,
right? Okay.
All of these places which are the Southwest, because growing up it's like I loved rap, and I loved grime, and I loved UK music and American music, but my only problem was I couldn't relate to it too much. So it was like I loved the flows and the delivery, but when they were saying certain things, it was like I didn't grow up like that, so I couldn't connect with it. So I always kind of wanted to be someone that like artists, or not even artists, but younger people or people from the Southwest or countryside or places similar to me can listen to it and be like, yeah, I relate to that. Yeah. Or like he's not doing a madness, he's not rapping about doing crazy stuff, he's just him. And I think people from places where I'm like similar to where I'm from will connect with that.
There's actually an artist, I mean he raps in French, but he's a very famous artist in France. I think it's kind of similar to you. He's actually huge now, but he's called Orelsan.
Okay, sick. I'll check him out.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But he came as well from like a really small town, like literally nothing going on. Like he would smoke weed in his like brother's like house or whatever, and he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start doing music. And now he's this like big star, because he just started talking about things that were actually relatable to a lot of people.
It's probably different as well.
It's super different.
Yeah.
It's super different.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But it is in French, but I think you'll definitely
I like a few French artists. There's a guy called Hamza.
Yeah, Hamza.
And he has a Colours Berlin.
Yeah.
It must have been from like 2016, 2017. But I listen to that all the time.
He's
like
sick.
So good.
He's really good. Do you know any other French artists?
I feel like I do. I've definitely heard a lot of songs. I don't know the names, but I want to hear more.
I'll send you a French playlist. I actually have a French rap playlist.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I'll send it to you. We'll put each other on.
100%. 100%.
But what was I going to say? Okay, so you released your 2 EPs.
Yes.
Yeah, and then so what year are we in? 20.
So Southwest EP, that was like the last time I saw you. So that was 2018.
And then you released your first album.
Yeah, well, that was a mixtape. Yeah, Back to the Future. That was 2018 as well.
2018, yeah.
But yeah, that was like a longer project, and the kind of theme of that was just like, it was we kind of made it throughout the summer, I think, and it was like a lot of summer vibes and just like me having fun with it and not wanting to feel like too, because there's times in like my writing and my music where I wanna express myself and talk about stuff which makes me sad or angry or whatever, because that's how I kind of deal with it. But then there's other times where it's like I don't want to think about anything negative, I just want to make a fun song,
just vibe kind of thing.
So that's what that kind of project was.
You can definitely hear it as well, because when you listen to Back to the Future and Elixir, your new album which you released last year, you could, like, the themes you touch on are way more, I feel, way more personal, way more deep in Elixir, and also your flow is smoother, I feel. It's way more like,
oh, thank you.
It really is, like, it's more I don't know, I just think it's way more you. I think like your sound has really, like you've really found your
I think so.
your theme?
I think so. Like growing up, I always said like I don't want to box myself. So like if I want to make a rap song, a grime song, a rock song, like I don't want to be one artist. But I think like now I've really kind of over time just carved myself into this sort of lane, and I really enjoy being honest in my music. I don't think too many people do it as much as they could, but for me it's just expressing myself.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's like I don't know how I think or how I feel until I write it down.
Yeah.
So it's like subconsciously, like my brain just pushes things to the back of my head, but then I can go and write on a beat, and then I'm like, wow, like I understand myself now.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I think that's what I've been doing on like the last few ones, like Elixir and like No Ego. I think No Ego was really like a turning point. Like that whole project, just the way I expressed myself, the way I was honest, not only seeing how it helped me, but how it helps like other people, and like how people could say they're going through something and they can relate to this song, or they can relate to Clouds or Blue Eyes or whatever. Like that means more to me than anything else in music. So
well, art heals, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Creativity
it
heals.
Does, yeah.
It's kind of like me. I mean, like me with painting or like writing down and stuff. Like I don't rap. I don't know anything about music production. But like I said, I sent you a message when you released My Way.
Yeah.
I listened to it straight away and I was like, whoa. Like this is really something that touches on me, because it's kind of like, you know, you do things your way. You don't want to adhere to what society wants you to do. You don't want to do something a certain way. Like you want to do it your way.
My way. Yeah, it's a bit like against the grain, because I see everything happening, and I see I guess like the majority of people trying to do something a certain way, and then it's like automatically now I just want to kind of go against the grain and just in a complete opposite direction, and just stay true to what I've always cared about, I guess.
Yeah, and what you know as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's so good. And so is My Way going to be a part of your new project that you'll be releasing this year?
This year. Me and Zed have a project.
Yeah. So he's doing the full production with you
for this one. Yeah, and it's a mix of vibes. We've got like, you know, the more feel good ones. We've got the personal ones like My Way, and yeah, like I said, like we've always had that chemistry. So we had the chemistry from before I found like my lane or what I wanted to do. So now I've kind of found the kind of sound I want to do. When I hop into the studio with him, it's sick, because we just both know where to take it.
Well, also you've known each other for so long.
Yeah. Would
you say you're a bit like brothers in a way, like very
I think so.
close?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. We've just spent a lot of time doing what we both love together.
Yeah.
So I think when you do that with someone, like any of my friends that make music, and we've spent a lot of time making music together, but not only making the music, just dealing with the industry, the things that comes with it, the ups, the downs. I think that builds bonds between artists and producers and stuff, and it makes all the difference when it comes to making music. I think the most important thing of it all is just having a good team, because if you have a good team around you, regardless of where you are, I think you're gonna do sick. But I think the problem is like sometimes you can't expect people to care about your dream as much as you do,
of course,
because it's your dream, and to other people it might just be a job. So yeah, that's the way you've got to look at it. But if you think like, if you could get a team around you which cares about your vision and sees your vision the exact same way you do, and
that's what open to actually seeing it
open to seeing it, and that's what I'm trying to build now. But it's like, if you can have that, you won't fail, because no one's around you trying to do you dirty or like whatever. It's just clean-hearted.
Just vibes, like just good energy.
Just good energy. Yeah, that's all you need.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And so you say good team. So do you have a good team around you currently?
I have no manager at the moment. I'm just doing this management side, just me.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the producers I work with, and the video people I work with, and the artists and stuff I tend to feature with, I feel like I have a really good team. I have a good kind of circle of people I can reach to when I need to do a video, or I need to go to the studio and make a track. So these sort of things, like I have a team.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And how difficult is it to manage an artist? Like for example, managing yourself now.
It depends on the artist.
Like managing yourself now, for example, how difficult is it to kind of do everything yourself?
It's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Because, well, for me, it's like I feel like I'm very good at the creative side of things, the musical side of things. But it seems like in music, like that's only one. Like there might be like 10 things, but then if you're good at the creative and musical side, that seems like one thing.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, you know, constantly staying in contact with people and keeping on top of emails and making sure things are sent out at the right time and being everywhere, making sure you're not double booking things. All of these sort of things. But I try to stay on top of it, and for the most part, I'm always on time, and I'm quite good like that.
Good with that, yeah.
I think I help myself in a way.
Yeah. That's really good. I think having a good work ethic is really important.
Yeah.
Because as much as we love to be artists and creatives and like, you know, want to live from our art, I think in society we live in today, in the world we live in today, there's a whole different, like you see the artist, but behind you've got this whole industry where you have to like push through, and people like won't listen to you unless you have enough people to push your idea forward, or like it's just a business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah,
but it's like I don't ever want to see it like that. So I always treat my music like I'm not a content machine, I'm not whatever, like these other things. I'm a musician. That's what I am. So I treat it like that, and I don't force myself. I make music most days, every day. I make tracks, beats, full songs, whatever. But if I ever feel like I've got writer's block or I can't write, I'll just leave it and come back to it another day, because I don't want to force myself to make something that means something. And I'm at a point now where everything I make has to mean something. So I don't want to make something just to make it. So if I'm forcing myself to write about something I don't really feel, then to me that's not it. That's not it. Yeah.
How do you get your inspiration? Like sometimes do you like how do you get your inspiration? Like do you see something and then it like inspires you to write something, or are you constantly writing, or do you sometimes have days where you don't even think about it? Do you ever get sick of it, basically, as well?
My inspiration just, I don't really like go to one thing to be inspired, but I think just like natural, just everyday stuff. And everyday situations. Like I'm realizing more than ever, like through the pandemic and stuff, like you really have to live to sometimes make good art. Because art is like based off like emotion and feeling and like all these different things. But I felt like when I was just inside every day, just doing the same thing, it was like I found it harder to be creative, because I wasn't seeing things, or like wasn't speaking to people. So just seeing new places, getting to be with people, and that's my inspiration more than anything. But I'm always listening to new music, always trying to learn, and I don't get sick of it. Because for me it's like it's like pure medicine, like being able to write out how I'm feeling and feel better about that. Like that's amazing for me.
It's a bit like the title of your new album, Elixir. It's like kind of your magic potion.
Yeah, that's the meaning behind it. Like a lot of the topics on Elixir, I was talking about what music kind of does for me, and like I was going through stuff and talking about how I came out of it and what I needed to come out of it. And Elixir is just like a potion. So for me, that's what music is, and I feel like that's what I give people as well. Like the music I give, like when it means something, it's more than just music. But
it's just like going back to, it's just healing, isn't it, for yourself and for the people listening?
100%, yeah.
Do you tend to look at numbers? Like, do you tend to look at how many views you get or how many listens you get, or
yes,
is that yeah,
but not in the way that's like,
does that drive you, or is that more something that you just do because you have to?
I don't think it drives me, but and I don't look at it in a way where it's like, oh my god, I need followers, I need views. I don't think of it like that. But it's like, I've been doing this for so long now, and since I was so young, and And I physically remember, you know, getting like 100 views on a video and being like, wow,
that's crazy.
That's sick. And I remember that. So when things happen, like me getting like 1 million streams on a song, or
because you're on over 2 million for Clouds.
Clouds on 3 now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think it hit 3 like it will today. I think
it will today.
It will today.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Congrats.
But it's just under. But when I see stuff like that, it's just crazy because it makes me realize how far I've taken it.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, it makes me realize how far it can go.
Yeah.
So
and you're gonna keep going up. I'm gonna keep telling you this every time you release new music. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, like so that's it for me. It's like not necessarily drive, but just to realize like, wow, like it's gone this far and it can go so much further. That's where I kind of look at the numbers.
Are you one of those artists that kind of tend to release something and then straight away you're working on the next project, or do you sometimes take the moment to really sit with the feeling of releasing something?
I have to take in my music for ages, really. After I can write a song, I could be in the studio and make a song in like 10-15 minutes, but then I might be tweaking that for months. And sometimes I just want to sit with it and just have it for myself, because if I've just written about how I feel or something deep, or so if I just think I've made a sick song, I want to sit with that for a bit and just have it just for me. But you know, it can change. I mean, Elixir, I made all those songs like during lockdown in the same year it came out. Apart from one, actually, My Generation, that
I love that song.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
me too, actually.
Unreal. It's so good.
Thank you.
It really speaks to our generation.
Yeah, I think so. I remember writing that, and I put it out as like a little freestyle on Instagram. It wasn't a song, and I did that in 2018. And
that's crazy.
And it got a crazy response. It got like 50,000 views on Instagram or something. And for my page, like that many eyes to see it and like hear the song, like I was like, wow, I need to release this. But then we just had problems with like clearing the sample and like getting all these things right. And then Amani who does the Amani Omar sings on the hook. I put up the preview and he commented and he was like, yo, I've got a hook idea for this.
That's so sick.
And he lives in Florida. And I've never met him. I just know him through Instagram.
You've never met him at all in person?
just through Instagram, and that's how we started working, through the comment.
That's insane.
I saw the comment. I was listening again to the videos on his page. He was just singing and stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then another rapper who he knew from LA, from Compton, Moses 5150. He jumped on it as well.
That's insane.
And then we were all kind of speaking about the same thing, but. Yeah, that song didn't come out until 2021. It's
crazy how something that you write, I get when you were in Dorset, I mean in England anyway, can resonate so far out to another country, another continent, and just like that. That's the good thing about social media, I think.
Yeah, you can reach so many places. But the topic I was talking about, I was just talking about like our generation and stuff, so I feel like that can kind of reach. Like it's not too different, like in other places.
Yeah. But it's crazy how you wrote that in 2018. It still resonates now.
Yeah, it actually changed quite a lot as well. I reproduced the beat and stuff and all these things. But sometimes I'll be sitting on music for years before I release it. And I used to not like that. I talked to Z Dot about releasing songs, and I'd feel a certain way about releasing a song that I'd made ages ago. But then he explained, like, it seems like an old song to you because we made it like 6 months ago or whatever, and you've listened to it like every day and you like it, but like it's a new song to everyone else.
Of course.
So since then I kind of realized, like, if a song means something and it's a good song, then it doesn't matter if you release it the day after you make it, or sometimes like 6 months, a year. It's just got to be the right time. And especially in this industry, like, timing is everything. I'm starting to realize, like, so yeah, I definitely do sit on songs, and I like that.
I think that's good. I think it's natural, and I think it takes time as well, and you need to be okay with it. And also, like, sometimes I discover songs from like the 1970s.
Oh, me too.
With like lyrics that still resonate today, and and then I look at the date and I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah. Because good songs never die.
Yeah, like, exactly.
They're timeless.
Yeah.
They're timeless. When you were growing up, who were your inspirations? Because you grew up on Chip.
Yeah, Chip. When I was young, Chip was so sick because I was young, but then he was older, but like he was still young. Like he was like 15, like just going crazy on the freestyles. So that was someone I like really looked to, and like people like Bashi and Skepta and Wiley.
Boy Better Know was unreal. Boy Better Know. Yeah. They were on as well at Reading Festival.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
it was that stage. Yeah. It was that stage.
Well, you were on the same stage.
Yeah, it was that same. Really? It was that same stage. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was a really good year. But so many people. Kano gets.
I love them.
But that's just like the UK standpoint. I grew up with 4 brothers and 2 sisters. So.
Are you the youngest?
I'm the second youngest.
You're the second youngest.
But everyone's music taste was very different. So I had one brother who rapped and he loved, grime and UK rap, and then another brother who loved American rap, like Mobb Deep and Jay-Z and Kanye and all these people. And to this day, College Dropout by Kanye is my favorite album of all time. And I've said that for years, but I think I based that off my nostalgia of like growing up and hearing it so much and hearing it in the car and that sort of thing. So I grew up on so many different types of music, so I just love everything. Yeah. Everything. Like even like my mum loved hip hop as well. She was playing like Tupac a lot in the car. Unreal. And a lot of reggae and 70s soul and Motown stuff. So even now, like if I'm sampling songs, like I'm listening to like Motown and like 60s and 70s music to sample, because I guess like I grew up on it. Yeah,
it's actually crazy. And like sometimes you have these artists that become artists, but they start doing it later on when they've left the house or whatever. Yeah. What surprises me about you is that you started doing this when you were really young. Did you have a really good support system at home that was like pushing you to do it, or was it kind of like?
Yeah, I definitely.
Because your brother did rap, of course.
Definitely did have a really good support system. But I think just being young, like you're naturally just inspired by your siblings. Yeah. So when I'm seeing like my older brother rapping and putting out videos and doing cool stuff that no one else in the town was doing, I just found that really inspiring. And then also like my mum, like when I was doing that when I was younger, like my mum would always be the first to like cheer me on, or
that's like, so good,
that sort of thing. Like even when I was doing festivals or going up to studio sessions when I was in school, like my mum would always get me there and like support me. So I've always had the support system for sure.
That's really good.
But I think also just me being young and intrigued and inspired. Yeah.
You're your own support system then, for sure.
Well, it's like a mix of the two, because I really believe in myself, and I know what I can do, I know what I've done, and I know where I want to take it. But then on top of that, I feel the support like from my family and my mum and my grandparents and stuff. So it's a great thing.
That's so good. What was your first festival that you ever did, and how old were you?
Performed?
Yeah.
It was either Glastonbury.
Yeah. The thing that you, so what was it, you won out of 20,000?
Yeah, no, it was the first one. Yeah, I entered the Glastonbury Emerging Talent Competition, and that was like 20,000 people entered that, and I came like second, I think, and got to perform, and it was the craziest experience.
And how old were you?
14 or 15.
14 or 15, that sounds sick.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I might have done a festival, I might have done Camp Festival before that. I'm not sure if I did it after Glastonbury or before. But that Glastonbury, that first time I did Glastonbury, like so many things followed that. And just being so young, like still at school, I remember I had to miss like quite a few days of school to be able to do these things sometimes. But yeah, it was just such a crazy experience, like just Glastonbury in general.
Was kind of like the top, isn't it?
Yeah, like being that young, like I'd always see it on TV. My mum would always watch Glastonbury on the TV and stuff, and then I'd always want to go there, not to perform necessarily, just to go there. It looked sick. It looked like vibes. So
have you been since?
Yeah, I've done it 3 times now.
3 times.
3 times.
You performed
You've
performed 3 times.
Yeah. So in my head, I always wanted to just go there for the vibe.
Yeah.
So the fact I got to go there and perform
that's so
3
good.
times like is amazing.
That's so good.
So it's such a crazy place. Like I feel like Glastonbury's like its own world.
It's insane. I went in 2019. Well, so the last Glastonbury. Were you there?
Yeah, I performed.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
Yeah, that was a really good year as well.
The same year as Slow Tie, Stormzy.
Yeah. It was the same year Dave did a set with Alex from Gasto.
Alex from Gasto.
Yeah, that
so
year.
Funny.
But that was a good year. Yeah,
that was a really good year, and it's just insane. Like you can walk. I think it's like is it 200,000 people who go?
Yeah, something like that.
Insane.
Ridiculous.
It's actually ridiculous, and you feel it as well.
Yeah.
Because did you go at the top when you look at the whole thing?
Yeah, like overlooked.
And you just you see it, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, all you see is just people and tents. Just everywhere.
Everywhere.
Crazy.
You feel so insignificant.
I know. I need to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. But it's so hard getting tickets, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you can perform and you're fine.
I want to perform. I need to.
I mean, you will do. Yeah, I'll definitely go. I'll try to go and get tickets if you're performing. When you're performing.
That would be amazing.
Is that kind of like a goal for you to perform on the Pyramid stage? Do you have goals?
Yeah, I feel like my goals just always change because, like when I was younger, like my goals I've done, and then I set new ones and then I reach them. I think that's the way to go though.
Yeah.
Because if you just set one goal and then you reach it, then you're like, what now?
Yeah.
If you just set little goals and you reach it and set a new one, reach it. But it's definitely one of my goals to, headline some sort of festival.
Yeah.
But not necessarily Glastonbury. If it was Glastonbury, it'd be sick.
That'd be cool.
But one day I'd love to headline.
That's so nice. Do you sometimes feel like you make music for performances?
No, but sometimes I'll be in the studio working on a song and I'll be like, yeah, this would be so good to perform.
Yeah.
Like once I've made it. But I do make songs and think of like videos. So I'll write a song and think like, if I wrote a song which was like this sort of concept, the video could be like this.
Yeah.
And then I do that. I think that's a really cool thing to do.
Do you direct most of your music videos?
Not most of them, but quite a few of them I have.
Yeah.
Because for some songs I feel like I just want it to be my vision.
Yeah.
And sometimes if someone else tries to kind of paint or direct a vision for you, it comes across from like their point of view.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want it to be very much like me.
You're very much
and like
you.
Personal. Yeah.
That's so sick. Okay, cool. Well, I'm excited for your new music to come out.
Me too.
I've got So you said in 2 weeks' time you're releasing a new single.
Yeah, new single.
Yeah. So this will come out afterwards, I think.
Yeah. This will probably be out.
Stream
but check
his
out,
new single.
Yeah. So there might even be more than one new single by that point. But yeah, new music's coming. I've got so much.
Nice.
I've got so much just ready. I'm constantly working like a lab rat. But yeah, just
workaholic.
Yeah, I love it though. I really get into the zone and just love creating. But I can't wait to kind of give it out to the world what I've been doing.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. Before ending this interview, I have one little thing that I like to slip in.
Yeah.
So Baboushka is the name of this platform. I was wondering if you could do a freestyle with the word Baboushka.
Oh, I'm so bad at freestyling and this word as well. This is quite a hard word.
It's really hard.
I don't know. I could say something like I've never been a loser. Every day I write lyrics on computers. Man, I dropped Elixir, then No Ego, then Back to the Future. Now I'm sitting here in the studio doing an interview for Baboushka. Come on, Isaiah Dreads.
Nice.
Quick one.
Nice, perfect. Who would you like to see on Baboushka?
Baboushka. I'd like to see, like UK.
Yeah, anyone. UK would be cool. Someone you know, maybe. I don't know.
Jamal Woon. He's a really good rapper, singer, and producer from London. I'd say I'm just gonna name some artists I really like.
Go on.
So Jamal Woon, Sam Tompkins, Frank. There's so many artists I listen to at the moment.
Do you know all these personally?
Yeah, I do actually.
Nice.
But I think it's because most of the artists I listen to are just people like my friends and stuff, because that's my favourite music. Oh man, there's too many to mention. Aaron Unknown, Eyes. There's so much option.
Well,
But
already you've given a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more on here. It's
Nice.
gonna be lit.
Thank you so much.
No
Isaiah.
worries. Thank you for having me.
So blessed to have you on this.
Yeah, it's been sick. It's been sick.
So sick.